Hello, in this video we will learn about the top 5 anti-aging compounds, the anti-aging compound. So what is the anti-aging? Anti-aging mean it will inhibit a several type of disease as well as aging. Like NAD plus, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide plus, which it is the precursor of NADH and ATP. So in this way, the mitochondria is here and this is a cell. So let's begin to understand. For example, exercise and diet, the conscious diet as well as NAD booster like NMN, which can trigger and increase the NAD plus. And in this way, it increase the NAD plus means increase the NADH. And in this way, the ATP will increase directly, and in this way, the ATP will work for the cell homeostasis. So like Krebs cycle produce a lot of NADH from the NAD plus. When the NAD plus will be more, the NADH will be more. And in this way, when NADH will be more, the electron transport chain will work more, will produce more ATP. And this ATP will inhibit the DNA damage and DNA repair and protection through NADH as well as ATP. So in this way, the DNA break and cancer causing problem will inhibit, while on the other hand, here is the NMN will convert into the NAD plus in the endothelium and increase the SIRT1 pathway, as well as it will mitochondrial rejuvenation and reactive oxygen species will decrease, and necrotic factor kappa B will trigger, and in this way the anti-inflammatory effect will be occur, as well as the anti-apoptotic and anti-proliferative effect will be occur. So anyhow, this is the all things through NAD plus supplement will decrease the cancer chance, as well as brain and nervous system protection, gluconeogenesis and the fatty acid oxidation and vasculature, cardio protection, the lymphoid tissue, immune, anti-inflammatory, as well as the fertility increase and reproductive organs will increase. On the other hand, the renal protection, the pancreas, insulin secretion and insulin signaling, as well as the sensitivity, muscle, insulin sensitivity and fatty acid oxidation, adipose tissue formation, as well as the endothelial function, and the synaptogenesis, the neuroplasticity and the neuroprotection. This is the function of the NAD plus, and it will help to prevent the aging. Let's begin to understand the rapamycin and analogs. The rapamycin is very important, which that is the mammalian target of rapamycin complex 1 is the due to the nutrient rich condition of the cell will lead to PI3K pathway, will trigger the mTORC1, will trigger the BCL2 and BAT and the P53 protein. Collectively, basically anti-apoptosis will occur by this, but in this way the mTORC1 will inhibit through rapamycin. In this way the messenger RNA will produce, and in this way the cell protection, oncogene activation and cell survival and cancer will inhibit through rapamycin. So that is why the rapamycin will inhibit the oncogene activation, cell survival and cancer inhibition. So the cell will not survive and apoptosis will occur and the damaged DNA containing cell will be removed. Metformin. Let's begin to understand that is important drug. Metformin is mTORC1 pathway will inhibit through AMPK pathway initiation to inhibit this mTORC1, and in this way the several autophagy and the stress resistance basically will trigger due to the inhibition of the mTORC1 complex. In this way the metformin is basically OCT1 channel, which that will trigger the mitochondria to inhibit the NADH to conversion of the NAD plus and the increase of the ADP, while the ATP, in this way the ATP will increase due to the increase of the NADH and the complex 1 will inhibit, while on the other hand here is the FAD will convert into the FADH will inhibit, and the FADH will increase lead to cytosolic redox and gluconeogenesis will occur. In this mechanism, the AMPK pathway will increase and AMP will increase. AMPK pathway means the glucose metabolism, lipid metabolism, anti-inflammation, redox reaction, and anti-aging and cancer will inhibit. So AMPK will increase due to the metformin, due to the this mitochondrial reaction, and in this way, the glucose metabolism. So AMPK will increase, while the AMP will increase will lead to glucose metabolism and lipid metabolism due to the metformin, which that is basically function correctly. So that is why the metformin is very important for the inhibition of the type 2 diabetes. So the resveratrol is the another drug or the supplement as well as are present in the fruit like grapes, peel, and in this way the integrin here you can see this will bind with the P3, and in this way the activation to SIT1 pathway activation. After the SIT1 pathway, the B prostaglandin C1 alpha, FOXO and UCP2 and STREPS and necrotic factor kappa B and P53 will be triggered, while the mitochondria will trigger to aid NAD plus to produce more ATP and regulation, and the translational apoptosis. So in this way, the transitional apoptosis, in this way, the apoptosis will trigger through resveratrol, and on the other hand, the also SIRT1 activation through resveratrol will lead to neuroprotection, insulin secretion, mitochondria biogenesis, endothelial function, and gluconeogenesis. In this way, the aging will be inhibited, the disease will be inhibited. Important things you should need to understand. And the last one is the alpha ketoglutarate. This is the compound already present, all compound already present except the metformin and resveratrol and rapamycin. So basically the NAD plus and the alpha ketoglutarate is a natural. While the boosting will lead to key metabolite in the Krebs cycle, it will lead to oxidation of fatty acid. In this way, the obesity prevention, amino acid and glucose oxidation, ATP generation, cofactor for enzyme working correctly, and detoxification ammonia to poisoning effect will be decreased. So in this way, the anti-aging compounds we have discussed in this video, the top 5: NAD+, metformin, rapamycin, resveratrol, and